see a bit more about Mocha, a bit more important features of Mocha. So last video we saw the two files. We were using the function, the file in which we have the actual functions that we have to test, and we exported them using module.exports, and then we have the arithmetic test, which is the actual test, the Mocha test file we had, and we are requiring, so we are basically importing it to our test using require, which is the basic way we can import a function without ES6, and we have a describe, and like we used the basic assertion that is provided by Mocha. And let's see a bit more about having more than one test in describe. So we had one test yesterday, right? But we know that we have two functions, addition and subtraction, in the arithmetics file. So let's look at adding that function also in there and having a test for that. So all we have to do is just add one more it and give a proper name for it. And if you want to test that, first thing you have to do is call that function. So just call subtraction. As soon we type it, it will auto complete it. Visual Studio give that to us. That's it. We have one more test in there. If you want to run this, all you have to do is npm test. We saw yesterday. It will run both the functions, both the test functions, both the its. So it executed the describe, the two functions, both of them failed, and you can see the reference. A is not defined, A is not defined. Oh, sorry. I made an update yesterday. So we had like 1,2. Let's put 1,2 over here. 4,5. Okay. So yeah, both fails again because the expected condition is wrong. So 1 plus 3 should be 4, and this should be 4 minus 5 minus 1. So yeah, so as you can see, like it gives you a very clear result also in the console with the basic Mocha reporting. And yeah, now both of them passed. So let's see a couple more of the hooks provided by Describe to make our test more flexible and reusable. So one thing that you might have seen in most of tests that we use or create, we might need preconditions. So there could be different kind of preconditions. Some precondition would be like for a collection of tests, like 2-3 tests under a same feature, we might have a common precondition. So in those scenarios, we can use the function provided by Mocha called before. And what before do is, again, it can take two inputs, two parameters, and it can the second parameter is again the code, which can be the precondition. Okay, what happened over here? Oh, there's no comma. Yeah, so for example, like here we have two variables that we are passing to both, two parameters that we are passing in both the tests, right? Let's say like all the tests, maybe even if there were 3 or 4 different dates, they might all need 2 parameters. So what you might normally do is you might use let or var or constant, and probably you will use let or constant and initialize the two variables like this, a comma b, and you can use a comma b across all these tests. So but you need to initialize it first. Let's say we need to initialize the same value in both the tests. So before is a good portion where you can actually initialize. So you can initialize a equal to 4 and b equal to 8, and all you need is just change these variables to a comma b. Also here a comma b. So basically we are like setting it up before both these tests. So ideally what before does is ideally what describe does is it runs this before first. Only once before is finished, it will run these two. Also we can have an after method which executes after all the tests inside the describe finishes running. So this is a precondition for the every test inside this before, and this is a post condition after. So tear down, you can call it. So basically it is to tear down everything. So it could be like initializing some values or like updating a database table in the beginning of the test, and after you do something then you can again update some other fields of columns or rows after the test. It's like a cleanup and setup log. So you can make like a equal to null, a equal to null, and b equal to null, like that. It doesn't make any sense in this test, but I'm just giving an example. So now if I just go ahead and run this test, you will see first it executed the two, and both of them failed because of the wrong input and wrong expected actual conditions. And okay, I didn't give a proper name. What happened to? So I also printed the before. Yeah, addition. Yeah, anyway, it initialize these values. That's why you can see this 12 here. Let's just make this 12 4 minus 8. It should be minus 4. Yeah, so that's it. And like this, there is also before each. So as you saw, before works before all the tests. Before each, if you add it before, make it before each, you'll run before each of the tests. So before every test, it will again run this before. So in this scenario, it might not make any difference because it's the same value being set again and again. But yeah, but there are scenarios in which you might need that. So you might have to do something before each of the tests and then do something again after the test, so you can use after each. So like that, Mocha gives you a lot of functions which let you do your test, or make your test like really flexible and like do manage all these dependencies and things. And also we will use another tool, another library. So in our test, like we just used assertion namespace that is given by Mocha to assert these. Also, like when we see more tests in our WebdriverIO course, we see more UI tests, we might use this chai library also. Chai is just an assertion library. So it's an assertion library which you can use integrated with Mocha. It lets you create much more flexible assertions. So you just don't have to follow always assert.equal kind of format. You can also do expect or should. So when you start writing a lot more tests, you might need more flexibility. So this is something else that we might use. And to again add this, to install this, you just run npm install -- save chai. It will also come as a dependency here, and you can seamlessly use that. So that's from me in this video. We'll see more features and tools in the next video. Thank you for your time.